Hi, everybody. Dr. Bryan Stoops here with the 5 things that martial artists need to stop saying to stop being ridiculous. And before you start saying, well, I'm not ridiculous, bear with me for just a second here. You need students. No students, no practice. Doesn't matter if you teach a rare system that only a few people in the world know and you want to pass it to 1 or 2 people. Doesn't matter if you want to teach for free in your basement, if you want to teach in your garage and charge a reasonable rate, or if you want to open up a giant commercial school with hundreds of students. No students, no practice. Because most of our students come from the general public, as a martial arts community, we need to confront some difficult truths about how the general public perceives the martial arts. The general public doesn't care about lineage, credentials, or styles. The general public cares about what you, as their potential instructor, can do for them. General public doesn't really know the difference between Rex Kwon Do, Ninjutsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Aikido, Jeet Kune Do, Filipino martial arts, and they don't really care. Again, they care about what your style or styles could do for them. Unless they seek out information on their own, the general public lumps it all together. They think of everything as martial arts or karate or judo or kung fu or MMA. And I know martial artists right now, you're gnashing your teeth because a lot of those terms probably have nothing to do with what you do. We're talking about the way the general public perceives the larger martial arts community. So as far as the general public is concerned, we're all one martial arts ecosystem. You might think that the academy down the street has nothing to do with you, but your prospective students see you as part of martial arts or karate or judo, whatever they call it. So based on that we're all kind of in it together perceptually as far as the general public is concerned, here are 5 things that we need to stop saying as a martial arts community to stop being ridiculous. Number 1, fear no man. Bad things certainly still happen, but statistically the world is a safer place than it was in the 90s. Self-defense is worth less than it used to be based on that statistical reality. Fear-based marketing is irresponsible, out of touch, and misleading. Basically, the subtext that if the prospective student doesn't enroll today, that violence is guaranteed to happen to him or her and their family. Promoting one style is the ultimate solution that makes any practitioner immune to harm, that's the fear no man idea, is just as harmful as promoting no-touch knockouts or any other blatant charlatanism. There is no one alpha and omega system that makes people immune to violence, and it's very important that we don't, use marketing that communicates that message. So fear no man. The first thing we've got to stop saying is a larger martial arts community. There are very valid historical, biological, and sociological reasons to be grateful for our natural inclination to be fearful in times of great stress, all right? So that's number 1, fear no man. Number 2, we're the only ones who have this. And typically this is when you're going to be shown a technique and the person, before they show it to you, they look around and don't show this to anybody else. We're the only ones who have this. There are only so many ways to injure another person. And martial arts are a lot like languages, the languages across the world in terms of how they originated, how they spread across the world, and how they changed over time. In some way, the world's languages are kind of connected at the root, and martial arts are very similar in that sense. Martial artists get very territorial, very tribal about the perceived superiority of their style or approach. While it may not look exactly the same or be approached exactly the same way, you're not the only ones who have that technique, combo, or concept. Again, we're more like one another as a greater martial arts community sometimes than we can actually believe. Number 3, you're going to pollute your insert the name of art X. You're going to pollute your karate. You're going to pollute your Balintawak. Insert the name of art X, just those 2 styles as an example. Here, martial arts is a lifelong practice. I want to be using martial arts to enhance my life and the lives of others until the day I die. Some people practice one art, and if that works for them, cool. Some people practice multiple arts, and if that works for them, cool. People who say this, you know, you're going to pollute your, insert the name of art or style X, to me, they sound like a dark wizard from the Harry Potter universe talking about purebloods versus muggle-born, and it's just very silly to me because Bruce Lee was breaking through this particular martial arts glass ceiling in the early 60s. And, you know, this is my own way of doing things. I practice multiple styles. I just work hard to follow the protocols laid out by my instructors. And in particular, I give credit where credit is due. So cite your sources. It's like writing a master's thesis or a doctoral dissertation. You cite your sources. You give credit to the sources of information. If we all could do that in the martial arts, we would have far less problems. So some of my instructors, whenever I teach in a particular area, I don't ever mix concepts because that's what I've been asked to do. Other instructors, they're a little bit more relaxed about those things. In general, I just try to follow what's been asked of me by my instructors and give credit where credit is due. Number 4, I read that system sucks. So again, martial arts is a lifelong practice of research. And except for blatant charlatanism, don't let anyone do your research for you. So, you know, if you're looking at a weekend-long levitation workshop, but only if your chi is strong enough and it's $5,000 to attend, let me save you the $5,000. At the end of everything on Sunday, they're going to tell you that your chi wasn't strong enough. I'm not talking about blatant charlatanism. We don't need to investigate or experience that. I'm just talking about other systems of martial arts that maybe, you know, other people might be tempted to save you from. I have a Balintawak instructor. He has a very good expression. You need 3 things to train in the martial arts: time, the actual hours to do it, money, the finances, and you need to be healthy enough. And if you're missing any one of those 3 things, then you can't train. Go experience what you want to experience, because your time, money, and health, it's your experience, it's your life. All right, so seminars, workshops, and intro cycles, they're a great way to do this because it's a finite amount of time, finite amount of money in exchange for a finite amount of training time. If you're going to a 3-hour workshop and it costs $65, that's a one-time transaction, and once that's over, you're either going to say, well, I enjoyed that, and maybe I want to learn more and maybe experience more training, or at the end of the 3 hours, well, you know, I investigated that system, and ultimately it's not for me, and no further investigation or research is required. Don't let anybody do your research for you. Live your own life. All right, so silly example I always like, you know, and I'm not going to be disrespectful to anybody because, you know, this is a long time ago, and I mean, you know, the years have gone by. I always think about the intro scene to Steven Seagal's first movie, that Aikido demo in like an Aikido dojo, and how cool that scene is. And I have a lot of combative martial arts experience, Dog Brothers and whatnot. I still would like to go back and really study Aikido in depth at some point in my life. And for me, I mean, I share this example, as long as I approach Aikido as more of a movement philosophy and a purposeful exploration of a traditional Japanese martial art, as opposed to like a deadly killing system, and I'm kind of clear about that, it's my time, money, and health, and that's an experience that I want to have. So don't let anybody do your own research for you. Don't let anybody try to save you in martial arts. It's your life. Go out and live it. Last thing here. I can't think of anything I want to learn less. So this is a direct quote that was shared with me. 2 well-known martial artists were watching a class of another well-known martial artist, and it doesn't matter who they were, and one of the people off to the side said this to the other. Now, here with number 5, even though I'm taking this direct quote, I want to tie it to a larger idea. This doesn't mean that you should blindly like everything that you see in martial arts. That's a mistake. As I'm recording this, I'm 41. I'll be 42 in about a month and a half. I don't know what it's like to be in my 60s, 70s, or 80s. I'm speculating, right? I have instructors and mentors who are there, but I don't know what it's like to be experiencing those particular parts of life. What I at least I think I know is that I don't want to be what I call, is my expression, a martial arts curmudgeon. Okay, so basically I don't want to be the people that I'm about to put an image of up in a moment. I don't want to be them, but in a martial arts context, sitting in the corner, talking smack because I don't like anything. All right, that to me, that's a martial arts curmudgeon. And here's my image, right? It's Statler and Waldorf from the Muppets sitting in the balcony, and they don't have anything positive to say. They don't really like anything. And I'm not talking about looking at something and making an objective judgment if you genuinely don't like what you're seeing. We should all keep doing that and keep our objectivity and keep our right to evaluate. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is, again, being a martial arts curmudgeon where you just don't like anything and you're not excited by anything that you see. And as much as possible, even though I'm speculating, when I get to the later parts of life, I want to be more like the mentors who are that age or those ages that I've watched that retain their positivity as much as possible, and they retain the ability to be excited about martial arts. I want to try to keep that no matter how old I get. So what are your thoughts? Do you agree with my list? Did I miss anything? Please let me know in the comment section of this video. Please like and share this video. One of the most important things right now, please subscribe to my channel and then turn your notifications on right now so you will know when I release new content. Currently, I'm just trying to put some martial arts out into the world, so please join me for free Zoom classes every Monday and Wednesday. I'll put the info in the description section. And if you'd like to start training with me formally at a distance and earning some rank, you can just go to stoopsomalc.com, like online martial arts learning community, stoopsomalc.com. Otherwise, thanks so much for joining me. Those were the 5 things that martial artists need to stop saying to stop being ridiculous. Thanks very much, everybody, and I will see you on the next video.